I never imagined a simple engagement could turn into a nightmare that would cost careers, friendships, and peace of mind. One moment, I was planning a life with someone I loved. The next, I was fighting for my safety while the people I thought I trusted plotted to destroy me. I'm Aaron Blake, 28, and what started as a 4-year relationship with my fiancée, Vanessa Clark, spiraled into a 10-month legal and emotional war I'm still processing. We met at a local sports bar I managed, through mutual friends, and everything seemed perfect at first. Vanessa was a rising real estate agent with a tight-knit circle of 5 friends she'd known since high school. On paper, they were impressive. 2 lawyers, a doctor, a finance executive, and a marketing director. But behind a polished exterior, something dark was brewing. Our life together initially felt normal. We moved into a downtown apartment after a year of dating. I had the stronger credit score, so the lease was in my name. Our families got along well, and we were advancing in our respective careers. I proposed to Vanessa during a winter weekend trip to the mountains, and she said yes. Planning an October wedding began smoothly, at first. That's when I started noticing subtle shifts in behavior, small red flags that I dismissed as wedding stress. Vanessa's friends, one seemingly charming and supportive, began inserting themselves into every detail of our wedding plans. They criticized my career in the service industry, made snide remarks about my social status, and constantly tried to undermine my decisions. I brushed it off as harmless advice, but I would soon realize it was far from innocent. Everything changed in April when Detective Liam Ortega, a regular at my bar and a friend, discreetly pulled me aside. He showed me surveillance photos from an unrelated investigation. Photos capturing Vanessa at an upscale hotel with her ex-boyfriend, Carter Reynolds, a corporate lawyer. It wasn't an official investigation involving me, but the images made one thing clear. She was having an affair. When I confronted Vanessa that evening, she first denied it, then broke down and admitted to a 2-month affair. She claimed it was purely physical and begged me not call off the wedding, citing deposits and the involvement of her friends. I told her the wedding was off and asked her to move out within 30 days, following the legal guidelines for tenants not on a lease. Within an hour of my request, Vanessa's 5 friends stormed into my apartment. Their arrival was like a scene from a thriller. They screamed at me, calling me controlling and abusive. They destroyed personal property, including a framed photo of my late grandmother. One of them grabbed a kitchen knife, while another tried to restrain me, and a third started punching me repeatedly. My detective friend had anticipated trouble and arrived just as one of them attempted to stab me. The police used tasers on 2 of the attackers who refused to comply. I was taken to the emergency room with a deep laceration, multiple contusions, and bruises, but my ordeal was far from over. The 3 main attackers, Vanessa's friend Claire Matthews, lawyer, Julia Summers, lawyer, and Hannah Whitman, finance executive, spent the weekend in county jail, facing multiple felonies including assault with a deadly weapon and aggravated battery. The other 2, who participated only in property destruction, faced criminal mischief charges. All 5 were served with temporary restraining orders. The aftermath was overwhelming. Vanessa launched a harassment campaign, filing a retaliatory police report claiming I was abusive. She appeared at my workplace during peak hours, causing scenes. Her lawyer boyfriend, Dylan Reed, began sending threatening emails, attempting to manipulate the DA's office. Even Vanessa's parents got involved, harassing my family to convince me to drop charges. Despite their wealth and professional status, their schemes began unraveling. Social media smear attempts failed when my attorney subpoenaed unedited security footage. One of the friends, under pressure, confessed the group had orchestrated the attack. Texts revealed premeditation, messages from Vanessa planning the confrontation to make me appear violent, hoping to gain sympathy. By the time the trial began, the DA had compiled extensive evidence. Security footage, medical records, fingerprint on the knife, over 300 pages of text, and body cam footage from the arrest. Vanessa's own attempts to manipulate the system fell apart under cross-examination. The 3 main attackers were found guilty, sentenced to 36 months in state prison with probation, while 2 others received probation and community service. Vanessa herself faced charges of conspiracy, filing false police reports, and perjury, ultimately taking a plea deal of 18 months in county jail with restitution and probation. Dylan Reed was disbarred and faced criminal charges. Through it all, I learned the value of remaining calm, documenting everything, and trusting the legal system. My detective friend's guidance was invaluable, and I've since rebuilt my life, moving to a secure apartment, promoted at work, and seeing a trauma counselor. This ordeal taught me that standing firm against manipulation, even when facing people with power and influence, can ultimately expose the truth. After the attack, life became a whirlwind of police reports, restraining orders, and constant harassment. Vanessa didn't back down. She showed up at my bar, screamed at customers, and tried to make me look abusive. Her friends continued their campaign online, editing videos to frame me as the aggressor. But their plan quickly fell apart when my attorney secured the full security footage. It clearly showed them as the attackers. One friend, under pressure, finally confessed everything. Text messages revealed that Vanessa had orchestrated the entire confrontation, planning it weeks in advance to make me look unstable. Her lawyer boyfriend, Dylan Reed, even helped her file false police reports. Every attempt to manipulate the system only tightened the case against them. The DA built an airtight case. I had security footage, body cam videos, text messages, and medical records. Vanessa and her friend's professional status, which they thought would protect them, backfired spectacularly. During trial, their calm, polished image crumbled as their messages and planning were revealed. The three main attackers were sentenced to state prison. Vanessa faced jail and restitution, and Dylan Reed was disbarred. Through it all, I learned to stay calm, document everything, and trust the legal system. Their attempt to ruin me only exposed their true nature and ultimately destroyed their careers and reputations. After the trial, life slowly began to return to normal, though the scars, both physical and emotional, remained. Vanessa served her sentence, paid restitution for my medical bills and property damage, and began anger management courses. Dylan Reed's career was over. He was disbarred and facing criminal charges for helping orchestrate false reports. The three main attackers served prison time, while the two lesser participants completed community service and probation. Their professional reputations were destroyed, and the chaos they created became a cautionary tale in their social and professional circles. I moved to a secure apartment, promoted to regional manager at my bar chain, and started seeing a trauma counselor to process the months of stress and betrayal. My detective friend Liam became more than a support. He introduced me to new social circles and helped me rebuild trust in people. The legal process, though long and exhausting, had ultimately protected me. Sharing this story taught me the most valuable lessons. Always document everything. Stay calm in the face of provocation, and trust the system, no matter how powerful or influential the other party seems. Vanessa and her friends tried to manipulate, threaten, and destroy me, but their premeditated actions only exposed their true character and ruined their lives. Standing firm, refusing to be intimidated, and letting the law take its course turned a nightmare into a story of justice, resilience, and personal growth. Now, as I rebuild my life, I focus on moving forward, surrounding myself with trustworthy people, and remembering that the truth has a way of coming out, even when those trying to hide it have power, influence, and resources. And with that, our story comes to an end, but the real story begins with your thoughts. What would you do if you were in this situation? Let me know in the comments.